Dubai Creek Tower. Dubai, the city of wonders, is set to resume the construction of its $1 billion super skyscraper after a long break. This megastructure, known as the Creek Tower, is fabled to dwarf even the Burj Khalifa by a few hundred meters. At least, that's what the initial plan proposed. What is this new futuristic work of art? Why did constructions end abruptly? And most importantly, what is the significance of this revered architectural phenomenon? We are in a modern era where tourism is king and luxury architecture is breaking new ground. Some examples include the Warasan Merdeka Tower in Kuala Lumpur, the Shanghai Tower in China, the Lot World Tower in South Korea, and other magnificent commercial structures. With this in mind, many countries are pulling resources to construct the most eccentric and mind-blowing structures that are sure to boost the economy. Dubai is one region that has excelled in structural perfection and holds the record for the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, standing at 829.8 meters. When Saudi Arabia took on a history-making project to build the Jeddah Tower, which is about 1,000 meters higher and taller than the Burj Khalifa by 172 meters, the ambitiousness of this project did not go unnoticed. Dubai shortly announced the resumption of the Creek Tower project, which had been on hold. This time, there was a twist. The structure was taking on a whole new look. Here's a little background story. The construction of the Dubai Creek Tower was first announced in 2016 and came with a lot of excitement as it was set to become the tallest structure in the world. It was designed by the architect Santiago Calatrava. The developers projected a total height of about 1,300 meters, easily exceeding the Burj Khalifa and the Jeddah Tower. This means that the tower would defy all the laws of physics to even stand erect due to the forces that would be acting on the structure at such an incredible height. The construction of the tower was expected to be completed in 2021. But on April 4, 2020, everything changed. The chief developers, MR Properties, had only succeeded in completing the foundations of the tower at that time. After 2 years of construction, the structure itself hadn't even begun before the project was temporarily paused. During this time, no construction activities took place. Things got even stranger after that. Sometime in August, all mentions of the tower project and renderings were taken down from the project's website. This was an even greater sign that the project may not work out after all. Finally, on the 7th of December 2020, the suspension of the Creek Tower project was declared indefinite. Obviously, a lot of financial investment had gone into the construction of the foundations, so speculators assumed that the project would sometime get attention in the distant future, but just not anytime soon. The 2020 pandemic was ultimately the reason for the indefinite suspension of the project, and even after the effect of the pandemic had subsided, it appeared that the Creek Tower project had been completely abandoned and its future remained uncertain. While the enthusiasm behind the construction of this superstructure had diminished, structural development around the Dubai Creek Harbor was making significant progress and the reclaimed area was fast developing into a high-end district. The Creek Tower was supposed to be the middle piece to the entire Dubai Creek development, with a clear sight of the Burj Khalifa Harbor and downtown Dubai. There is already so much development around the creek that the delay in the construction of the Creek Tower is certainly not a question of resources. To put things into perspective, an artificial island, also referred to as the Creek Island, has been developed northwest of the tower site. The reclaimed island is already fully completed, with luxury 5-star hotels, homes, restaurants, a man-made beach, and more. Developments in the creek will stretch as far as twice the size of downtown Dubai. It will be the home of tourism, accommodating thousands of tourists while housing up to 200,000 residents. The founder of MR Groups, Mohammed Alabar, disclosed in an interview that the construction would be redesigned and completed by an international firm, which has remained unnamed till date. The decision was made after an extensive tender process. The new design is significantly different from the original in the sense that it is way more stylish and luxurious than the initial idea. Design strategies are still ongoing and will be finalized by April 2024. The real question on everyone's mind is, why is the Creek Tower being redesigned? There is no specific answer to this, but there are a few suggestions. MR Properties has been cutting down on the scale of its projects to complete them in the shortest time possible. In an interview, the CEO of MR Properties confessed that while the redesign is ongoing, he is unsure that the tower would be the tallest in Dubai. This is completely unrelated to a lack of resources, because sources show that MR Properties have had exponential growth of 25% in property sales in the space of 1 year, and are expanding to complete as many as 15,000 apartments before the year ends. Another assumption for the redesign is that the developers may have found a problem with the initial design that made it impractical, as feasibility often becomes a problem with extremely complex structures. So instead of wasting more time and resources on assessments, MR may be deciding to play it safe, focusing on meeting the demands of customers and stakeholders. It is common knowledge that buildings over 1 kilometer tall often contend with the forces of nature and require a very rigid structure to maintain stability. As of now, the final height of the Creek Tower has not been determined, but there is a projection that it would be at least 828 meters tall. The initial design by the Swiss-Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava may have been altered to adapt to the current market trend. This also means that Santiago's concept would no longer apply to the new improved version. What can we expect from the Creek Tower on completion? The engineering firm that has taken charge of the construction and redesigning of the tower has stated that the new, improved tower will feature a large beacon of light emitted from the rooftop at night with at least 10 observation decks. It will offer a 360-degree view of the full city at the pinnacle room. The structure of the building will be reinforced with a stylish and sturdy net of steel cables that run from the core and extend into the sky in a futuristic fashion. The elegant monument will undoubtedly add value to the properties being developed around the city's creek. The engineers admit that the structure will test every fiber of their creativity, especially pulling off the minaret structure of the slender tower, which is anchored to the ground by many strong cables. We are looking at a structure of economic value that would greatly increase tourism and accommodate a significant number of persons at a time. So it certainly comes with some luxury features, such as a sky garden, elegant luxury hotels, restaurants, and residential apartments. One key feature that is symbolic is the minaret shape of the structure, which is often used in many Islamic architecture and also visible in mosques. What does the future hold for Dubai Creek Tower? While concept planning is ongoing, the structure is expected to be completed in 2025 and is anticipated to rival Saudi Arabia's skyscraper. MR Properties succeeded with the Burj Khalifa. That's why there are such high expectations for this new project. It is also pertinent to mention that the property consultancy company, CBRE in Dubai, experienced the highest increase in the value of real estate in almost a decade. Residential properties have become so high in demand that the value skyrocketed by more than 16.9%, while regular accommodation rent leaped by 22.8%. Imagine what these exponential increases in the cost of accommodation and real estate will do for the economy, with Dubai as one of the places with the highest shares in tourism. Dubai is one of the top locations in the world that has flourished in the tourism sector. Its luxurious and futuristic architecture is always a marvel to behold, and over the years, Dubai has cemented its position as the city of highlights, where many yearn to travel to experience the best scenery and all the glamour that the world has to offer. The Dubai Creek Tower is a touch of splendor, poised to become a magnet for investors and a holiday place for the elite. In the coming years, Dubai will become the most traveled luxury place on Earth, empowering its economy even further. What do you think about the Dubai Creek Tower? Do you think the unnamed developers have what it takes to make this tower the highest structure in the world? Let us know in the comments. That's all from us. If you enjoyed this video, kindly drop a like subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so that you do not miss out on future videos.